We've had really bad rainy weather here in Florida lately, so I thought I would do another studio painting. This particular scene is a place in Hartford, Ohio, and I really liked the way the sun was rising over the silo. I don't know if you call that a barn or it's a huge building, like an outbuilding, but I really like the way the shadow shapes were, and I like the boards on the side building and all those different textures and things. So I even like the distant colors in the background, like receding into the background. That's something I really like painting. We're gonna give this a go and see what we can come up with. Now, when you're making a painting like this, or actually any painting in general, you have like a spectrum between super photorealism and more like an abstraction, like say Picasso style, or even an expressionist painting. And so you have to decide on that spectrum where what you want your painting to look like, or your style. So I guess this could be sort of a style talk, maybe. Um, so yeah, so do you want your painting to look super realistic? Do you want it to be more of an emotional type experience? I think it was Edgar Payne who said something like, a painting is like fire and water. When you get the right amount of each, then you get steam. And so your picture should be sort of like, it should have that sort of energy to it. I'm probably totally messing that up, but I hope it's even the right guy. But I think it was him. But that's really cool. I like the way he put that because for me personally, I want my painting to look, I want it to look realistic and I want it to look like something, um, not just abstract shapes and things. But I also want it to have spontaneity and energy and rhythm and like a painterly approach. So, I mean, I enjoy paint. Like one of my favorite artists is Andrew Wyeth. Like I admire his work so much, and I think he's an amazing artist. And for a long time I was like, man, I want to paint like that. I want to be able to paint like that. And I would get super realistic, but I would still want it to be not photoreal, technically, but pretty close to it. Lately I've been enjoying just a looser, broader approach to where you're using more of brushwork and spontaneity, and I'm enjoying the results. I mean, I think they're fun. They look interesting. They're way faster to do. When I would do the realistic work, man, sometimes it would take me 3 months to a year, depending on how much time I devote to each painting. Um, but these smaller, more spontaneous ones, I could finish them in between, an hour and a half to maybe take a day on it. Depends on the size of it. Of course, if it's one of those big ones, like a 20 by 24, I mean, yeah, that would take a few days. So I guess when it comes down to style, it's some people just have this innate thing where they like, oh, that's what I do. That's what I have to do, and it just comes out. And then other people like me who have to try all these different things, try this, try that, and then, find out what actually works with what I want to, the way I want to say something, how I want to say it, the process. I have to enjoy the process. Yeah, so I think when you're developing your own style, look at artists you like, you admire, and if that's something the type of work you want to make, try it. You may find out like that you get through a painting or two and you're like, you know what, this isn't for me. This is taking too long. It doesn't feel right. And you may have to reevaluate what you want to do and try something else. And eventually I believe, your voice is going to come out. I remember watching this interview with Andrew Wyeth, and he was talking about why he chose to use tempera paints. And he was saying that his dad was using, who was N.C. Wyeth, who's an amazing illustrator from the history of illustration. He was saying he was using thick oil paints and very bold and bold brushwork and stuff. And Andrew Wyeth said it was too much for him. Like he liked the dryness of the tempera paint, and it just appealed to him more. And that's a good learning experience and a good example of why you should listen to yourself and not necessarily go what someone else is trying to tell you to do. Back when I was in art school, I loved Leonardo da Vinci and Edgar Degas. If you haven't seen Edgar Degas' drawings, like when he was in school and stuff, his early work, man, so good. His figure drawings and stuff. There was a point when I was sort of in art school when I was like, I want to draw like that. And I spent all this time like really researching that and getting the cross hatching just right. All that knowledge and practice, I believe, really does help you in the long run to become the type of artist that you want to become. So don't feel like you wasted any time. All that learning, all that stuff is ingrained in your brain and it comes out, and it helps you. All that studying to get proportions correct, drawings correct, that stuff will help you. An artist who I really admire who paints like realistic but painterly and super fast is Thomas Blackshear. If you haven't heard of him, look him up. Super cool guy. I mean, his paintings are incredible. He's been around for a long, long time. He started out doing illustrations. Now he's doing a lot of Western art. As a matter of fact, I see a lot of really good Western artists doing landscapes, figures, almost everything. I've always been attracted to Western art. I think it's one of the categories of art that's growing, that's thriving, and it's something to look at and keep your eye on. If there are any good artists that you're looking at right now, drop them in the comments because I'd like to check them out. I'm always looking for new and exciting artists, or maybe ones from the past that I haven't heard of. I'm closing in on the final with this painting. I'm just adding some details, some little shadows and highlights here and there, just to give it that little bit of sparkle, little bit of life. Today's scripture is Isaiah 55:6. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call on him while he is near. Let the wicked forsake his way, and the evil man his thoughts. Let him turn to the Lord, and he will have mercy on him. All right, here's the final. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks so much. Have a great day.